This is DC63 conical burr grinder. In this video, we're gonna tell you how do we take the burr carrier off and how do we clean up, and then put it back and also do the adjustment on the 0 point. But for the conical burr grinder, there isn't a real 0 point. So we're gonna talk about that in the video. So this is the Dawson cup. So to disassemble it, it's very easy. The barrel takes off. There is, well, we'll take off these, and the chute, it's magnetic. We can leave it here. It doesn't get in the way. So the anti-popcorn disc, just pull out. The top is the adjustment ring. Okay, there's an indicator. If you see here, the indicator, the white vertical line, that's the indicator. There's a metal ring here. So we're gonna using the 2mm Allen wrench, gonna take this off. Basically, there is a screw on the back. We're gonna unscrew it. Okay. So we can take it off. It's screws right here. So once we take it off, we can just unscrew it a little bit. Okay. So loosen it up. Now there's a dial ring here. This outer dial ring, which is basically it's a burr carrier. It's inside. So we're gonna unscrew it. Then the whole thing gonna come off. Unscrew. Okay, here we go. Now it's off. We can clean up the inside a little bit. So this is the up top burr carrier. There is 4 guide posts. We can take it off, lift off. There's just a top burr. You can using the brush, just clean up a little bit if you need to. So this is the bottom burr here. Okay. So you can clean up to whatever you want. So to put everything back, first of all, you see there is a red dot on this burr carrier. Make sure this actually is pointing to the top position. Once you do that, you just line up the guide posts. Make sure you push a little bit to make sure it's evenly aligned. Then you can put this back, the dial ring back. Just put on the top. Make sure sitting in the flush, and then slowly just really light rotate. Probably use both hands, and you will feel the threads engage, and slightly keep rotating. Okay, so just screw it all the way until you cannot screw it anymore. So in this one, so usually this is the knocker, the silicone knocker. Usually that's the 0 point. For this grinder, it's a little bit slightly off, maybe 1 or 2 marks off to the left side. That's okay. If you want to get everything perfect, you get this sticker, the marker here, get sticker, put off and maybe align a little bit. For this one, I just leave it a little bit slightly off. It's okay. We just do that. When the outer dial you cannot turn anymore, there is a small inner adjustment ring. You can just keep screw it until you cannot screw it anymore. Okay. So what it does is it's when you do that, it pushes the top burr carrier down. So if you cannot push anymore, that means these 2 burrs touch each other. So the conical burrs is different, like the than the flatbirds. Flatbirds, you have the edge. The bird has an edge, right? Edge can they touch each other. The teeth, the cutting face is actually beneath the edge, so it's protected. In the worst cases, the edges of those birds touch each other, but it won't hurt the teeth inside because the teeth is lower than the edge. But for the conical birds, it's different. Actually, if you grinding at the zero, the birds touching each other, the cutting face, its teeth is actually grinding each other. So that's not good. So when you tighten it, this seems like whatever we call it. Let's say call it absolute zero. Okay, we don't want to ever grind at this point. Okay, so ideally, if you I'll adjust a little bit here, you can see a little more clearly. So this is the marker here. So the indicators are usually like here. Okay, so we talk about this, right? We unscrew it until you cannot unscrew it anymore. That means the two birds touching each other. So this is the real zero, absolute zero. You don't want to grind it at this point. But usually this, if you look at the menu here, menu says it's around the back. If you read that, that's like 60 points. So every grinder might be different. So for me, it's like 65, 66-ish. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Basically, okay, this point is I cannot rotate the birds anymore because there are the two birds touching. It's okay. So basically what the menu says, like you have to release it. So turn counterclockwise half circle. Okay. So what it means is like that. Okay. You turn that half circle. So this is the absolute zero, and you hit losing it a little bit until at this zero here. So that means, so usually the half circle you don't want to ever grind those at these marks. So you want to grind from this half circle point on, from this side. So the menu says, okay, now you can put this adjustment ring right here. Okay, so I just follow the menu, and I talk about how to make an adjustment. So so menu says, okay, now you pointing this to the zero, put this die ring, adjustment ring, and then tighten that in the back. Don't use a lot of force as long as you feel the resistance. As long as you feel the resistance, just stop. Okay. If you over tighten it, you leave the marker on this adjustment dial. So now I have tightened it. So if you want, so basically you can slightly a little bit can over tighten it, but you cannot do it anymore because the adjustment ring is actually tightened to this. It won't allow this adjustment go even further lower. So it's basically protect that. So that's what it is, the adjustment ring for. Okay. So the menu says this is a 0 point. You don't want to do over less than 0, and that's how you adjust. Do the dialing your espresso as usual. That's all good. Okay, you can just follow the menu, do the adjustment. Okay, so now here's the thing. It actually has the ability to do the adjustment. So if you cannot, so let's see. Let me take it off. Okay, I'm just give you talk about a few things you can do adjustment. So if you find out at this, it's not fine enough. Okay, you want to make it finer. You want to make a different zero, like this is manufacturer calibrated. You can change it. So now this is the absolute zero, right? You don't want to do it. So you can actually turn the grinder grinding at this point. That's fine though. It's not close to there. This is, let's say if you find out this is fine enough, you want to do that, you could. Okay, so what you could do is now you make an adjustment here, grind some beans, this is a good point, you want to leave it this as a 0. What you could do is this indicator just sticker, you just peel it off. Okay, move it to here, I'm not doing now, but I'm just telling you, so you can do that. And then when this sticker is here, and then put the adjustment ring here, screw the, make sure, okay, I'm just tighten it. Okay, now say this is the 0 point, right? You cannot just infer it's actually protect that. You can just use that as 0 point, because that's the point you find it's finer. It's the point you want to grind all the marks over here, or do the better grinding adjustments, dialing for your espresso. You could do that, okay? You don't have to follow the manual, but you never want to close to the absolute 0. So this is basically how you do the adjustment. If you just follow the manual, then you just go back to the, so that's what I'm doing here. Go back to the suggested marker here. So that's how you do the assembly back and do the adjustment. The menu says it's old. It says like here it's the menu is old. It's probably it says like a red dot. Let's see here, a red dot here. So when the menu says red dot, it basically means it's this. It's a 0. This sticker here. Okay, I believe the pre-built production unit is with this orange red dot. Now they actually changed to this sticker, so don't worry about that. If they mention the red dot, that means this mark here. Okay, so there you have it. This is how you disassemble the DC63, and also you put it back everything.